G7 plans to warn Chinese banks over Russian support in evading Western sanctions. U.S. officials anticipate the G7 summit will issue a strong warning to smaller Chinese banks aiding Russia in evading Western sanctions. This decision follows concerns over Chinese-Russian trade affecting the Ukraine conflict. The summit, hosted by Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni from June 13 to 15, will focus heavily on addressing the threat posed by growing Chinese-Russian trade and potential actions to curb it. Public statements are expected to emerge from these discussions, although immediate punitive actions against banks, such as cutting SWIFT access, are unlikely. The focus is on smaller institutions, not major Chinese banks. Negotiations on the warnings format and content are ongoing. The White House and U.S. Treasury Department have not commented, though Treasury officials have warned against helping Russia evade sanctions. Dileep Singh, Deputy National Security Advisor, emphasized the threat posed by China's support for Russia, labeling China as the factory of the Russian war machine and a threat to European and NATO security. Singh and other officials suggest that tighter sanctions and export controls are necessary to prevent Russia from circumventing Western sanctions, including possible secondary sanctions on financial institutions. Washington is set to announce new sanctions next week, targeting both financial and non-financial entities, as part of efforts to reinforce the sanctions regime against Russia. Major Chinese banks have reduced transactions involving Russia to avoid sanctions, pushing Chinese businesses towards smaller banks and underground financing, which concerns Western officials due to the potential military applications. China has criticized U.S. claims, arguing that their trade with Russia is normal. The Biden administration is exploring sanctions tools to target Chinese banks, though significant measures are not imminent. Historical sanctions have targeted smaller Chinese banks like the Bank of Kunlun. Subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for instant breaking news alerts.